So in this video, let's talk about rounding numbers. How do we round numbers? Now, suppose we have a number like 3, 2, 7, 4, 6. Now, if we want to define the position of those numbers, we can say that this is the first position, this is the 10th position, this one is the 100th position, this one is 1000th position, and this one is 10,000th position. Now, so whenever we're rounding something, we look at the number and then we round it based on how many like however many position we need for that specific rounding. So what do we mean what do I mean by that? Let's look at an example. So suppose we're given this number over here, and then I was told to round up to 10,000. I was told to round up to 10,000th position. And again, what would the answer be? So whenever we see something like this, we look at whatever the value is over there, and whatever is on the left stays and the rest of the number becomes 0. So for 10,000 case, this one stays and the rest of the number becomes 0. But what this number becomes is based on the number next to it. So if this number is 5 or more, then this becomes 4. Or if this number is less than 5, it stays at 3. So let me just write that down. Let me write this down. So if it's 5 or more, we round up, so the number increases. So instead of 3, it will become 4. And if it's less than 5, the number stays the same. Alright, so let's see what it's gonna be for this case. So we're told to do 10,000 till 10,000th position. It will be 3 0 0 0 0. Because it's 2, stays 3 stays over here. And let's look at if we have rounding up to 1000th position. So whatever is in the 1000th position and left of it stays, and this, all of whatever is on the right side, becomes 0. But this number depends on the number next to it. So over here it's 7, which is more than 5. So it will be 3 3 0 0 0. Now let's look at 100th position. By the way, if this was 5 instead of 7, this would still be 3 3 0 0 0 because it's 5 or more. Then we round up. Okay, so 100th position. So whatever is up to here stays, and this 2 becomes 0, but that is based on this number over here. It's less than 5, so it becomes 3 2 7 0 0. I'll put a comma just to go with the notion that I've been going through. Okay, so let's look at the 10th position. So whatever is here and on the left stays, and this becomes 0, whatever is on the right hand side. And this number is dependent on whether it's more than 5 or 5, or if it's less than 5. Over here it's 6, which is more than 5, so this becomes 5. So the answer will be 3 2 7 5 0. And that is how you do rounding in general. Now let's talk about decimal places. Decimal places. This concept is similar to rounding, and the most significant thing about this term over here is we look for the decimal. So suppose we have a number like 3.14159. Okay, so we have this decimal number. Now you are given the task to find two decimal places. Suppose two decimal places. How do you do that? So for this case, decimal places, we look for the decimal. The decimal is right over here, and we look for the position of the other numbers from the decimal. Now what do I mean by that? For two decimal places, you look at 1 and 2. We keep up to here, and the rest we get rid of it. And how do we get rid of it? The same thing. If it's 5 or more, the number is rounded up. If it's less than 5, the number remains the same. So if it's two decimal places, we only care about two places after that. So let me write this down, 3.1, and what do I write over here? Because it's 1, which is less than 5, it becomes 3.14. Now if I am told to do three decimal places, so I write 3 point, so this is a decimal place, and then we can write up to 3 numbers after the decimal place. So I write the number first to 3.14, and then I wait. I see what's the number on the right side of 1, and it's 5. So 5 or more we round up, so it should be 2. Let's do a last one, which is 4 decimal places, and this would be 3 point, we can only write four numbers after the decimal, so let's write the first 3 for 1, and the last one either is rounded up based on the number right on the right side of it. So it's 9, that's why it will be rounded up to 6. And that's how you do decimal places. Now let's look at significant figures. Let's write that down. Significant figures. What do I mean by significant figures? So whenever the problem is to solve it to one significant figure or two significant figure, we care about how significant the number is. To understand that, let's look at this example over here, 43. So it can be written as 4 times 10 plus 3 times 1. And if you remember, for the round up, this is the first position and this is the 10th position. Now since this is the 10th position and this is the first position, 4 is more significant than 3. 4 is more significant than 3, and that's what we care about when we're trying to solve for significant figures. Now let's look at the example for, let's change colors. Let's look at the example for 50. And now suppose we are told to find the number, define the number to one significant figure. To one significant figure. So similar kind of drill. We look at the most significant number, which is 4, and then we write 4 based on the number on the right hand side. So the number on the right hand side is 5, so we round it up and write 5, and then we write 0 and 0. Now suppose we were told to do two significant figures. It will be 4 and then 5 based on the right hand side. It's 0, so it will just remain the same. And 3 significant figure is this number is 3 significant figure, so it would be just this number. So let's look at a special case for significant figures. Draw a line over there. Okay, suppose we have the number 0.045. Now we're told to do write the number in terms of one significant figure. Whenever we have a case like this, we ignore all the numbers that's on the left hand side of number 4 over here, but it can be any number between 1 and 9. So what if there's a 0 on the left hand side, we do not consider it to be significant. So if we're told to do one significant figure, we don't consider this to be significant, we don't consider this to be significant, but we do consider 4 to be significant. So therefore it will be 0.04, and we do consider it to be significant, and this is the first significant number, but it will be, the number we'll write down will be based on what is on the right hand side, and it's a 5, that's why we write 0.05. And two significant figure will be the same because this number is two significant figure, so I'll just do that. And that's a brief summary of significant figures.